Hello, welcome to the Reading and Leeds 2024 edition of the Wasting Time podcast. I'm Chris. I'm here as always with Nick. Hello, Nick.
Good afternoon. How are we doing? Recovered from Reading and Leeds Festival?
I'm just about recovered. I had a very busy time after it because I then went subsequently to watch Bleachers at Brixton Academy, and then I was straight off on holiday for a few days.
Yeah, it looked very beautiful in Slovenia.
Yes, very fun time. Very fun time. Quite a a busy holiday. We did a lot, so decompressing from that a little bit. But I'm good. Yeah. Are you well?
I'm fine.
Before we talk all things Leeds Festival, let's kind of catch up on what's been happening in our world of music recently. I think one thing at time of recording is there was a big Slam Dunk announcement this morning.
A very welcome Slam Dunk announcement. Really, really impressed with the lineup this year. For me, it's why are you laughing?
No, I just love how much you love it. I'm getting the lineup again. I should have had this ready, but yeah, I'm just getting it up, and then we'll dissect this.
Break it down. I mean, for me, it's probably the strongest lineup that we've seen at Slam Dunk for a few years.
What would be the last one that was?
Well, you're asking me those questions when you know that I'm going to struggle to kind of rack my brains that far back.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think a few people have mentioned that it's got a very when we were young vibe to the bookings. I mean, there's obviously still bands to be announced, right? You know, there's like there's about 20 odd on there,
something like that. So
yeah.
who's the headliner? I guess it's a day to remember. They're not going to play a festival like this unless they're the headliner, are they? Knowing them,
yeah. No, obviously we caught them at Four Chord this year, so we know how much of a big deal those guys are. Not necessarily massively up our street, but you know, it's kind of going back to that like nostalgia kind of set of bands. The Ataris, the Used, Zebrahead, Starting Line, Alkaline Trio, Hit the Lights. I mean, that just ticks all the boxes for me.
Who's like would be the headliner after a day to remember on that list? It's
you'd say Alkaline. Alkaline will probably be a headliner on one stage, surely.
Maybe,
but more to be announced. So I think you know you're getting too caught up in the top of the bill here, and you know not looking at the value that's spread across the middle order.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it'd be good to see Nick and his mates and Hit the Lights over again.
Yeah. The Starting Line. When was the last time you got a chance to see the Starting Line?
Probably last time they were at Slam Dunk, and they were just
which was
like mid 2016. That was the last time I saw them. Anyway, I can't remember seeing them since then.
Good few years ago. I'm sensing that you're not really convinced by this lineup.
It's all right. It's kind of bog standard Slam Dunk, you know.
Do you think?
Don't get me wrong. I'll be excited to go, and obviously, you know, we'll be hoping to do press there again next year, and I'll be very happy to be there. But I'm not looking at this lineup and feeling especially excited. It's just like a Slam Dunk lineup, which is always decent, and this is decent.
Fair enough. Maybe maybe things will improve for you as more.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's lots of bands that I'm into on this lineup, and if this was to be the final lineup, which we both know it's not, I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. But I thought, you know, with Slam Dunk, this whole, you know, teasing an announcement and stuff, we'd get maybe some more with respect to everyone who's on it, exciting big bands. You know, I thought, you know, was this going to be the year they announced Blink?
Would you be more excited if Ataris announced that they were playing Blue Skies Broken Hearts in full?
No, I wouldn't really care either way with respect to the Ataris, as much as I do like that album, or certainly did growing up.
Okay,
but hey, I don't mean to be negative here. I'm excited for, you know, it's good to be looking ahead towards Slam Dunk this early, and you know,
I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm quite happy with what's been announced so far. But anyway, what's new? What else is new? Anything new?
Oh, we should probably. I know what both impressed both you and me was Showoff Showoff put out that
Oh,
EP the
yes.
other week.
Yeah, what's the actual EP called?
Is it called Haverstraw or something like that? I should know off the top of my head. What you call? Yeah, Haverstraw. That's it.
Haverstraw. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, six song EP? No, five. One, two, three, four,
No,
six.
six.
6 song EP. Oh, they just don't make songs like that anymore, do they? Like,
Yeah, I know.
it's
It's
just,
such a throwback and done well, and it's great to. I feel like they've really put some effort into this because they did. Because obviously they don't put out music that often these days. They had an album in 2017, which was had some really good songs on, but like wasn't keen on the production, and I just feel like this one's like elevated to the next level, and
it's really tidy, isn't it? And
yeah,
like you say, it just gives that that nostalgic feeling of like songs that you just don't hear as much anymore. And I think Chris
yeah,
Messer's because she's got such a like perfect like pop punk voice, hasn't he?
absolutely.
Like, and yeah, well, hopefully we'll be speaking to him soon as well because
Yeah,
we've had him
we're
on
certainly
before, haven't
working
we?
something out, and as regular listeners will know, he was on the podcast back in 2019. Really nice guy. So it'd be great to catch up with him. And yeah, I think we both agree that Showoff are a band that should have been bigger than the heights they got to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, go check that out on all the usual platforms now.
Yeah. Oh, and also this just came out yesterday, but Aaron, who's on the Growing Up Punk podcast, who are friends of ours, he's with get the other guy's name. Is it Ryan? He's made a record under the name Feeble Attempt, and it's got lots of people people that were fans of collaborating on songs, notably Peter Munters, Kyle Devlin, but there's a few others on there, so that's definitely worth checking out for sure.
Cool. So, shall we get into our kind of discussion, review, summary of Leeds? Well, Reading and Leeds. We were at Leeds Festival 2024
Yeah,
a
let's
couple
do
weekends
it.
ago.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
So yeah, the three of us went. Myself, Chris, and Greg, who does a lot of our behind the scenes
Yeah,
work, all the great stuff you see on our socials, and did a bit of camera work for us over the weekend.
yep.
Rocked up at Leeds on Saturday morning.
On the Saturday, so we should say that we missed the terrible weather that people there experienced with the winds and stuff on the Friday. I think in terms of just our schedules and stuff and the lineup on the Friday, we just decided it wasn't worth doing that day as well, just in terms of what we had capacity to do. So we missed out on all of that. So yeah, so we turned up on day 2 basically.
But there was a couple of stages that were taken out for the whole weekend, weren't there,
That's
from the
right,
Friday?
yeah.
So I think they lost the Radio 1 stage, and there was another Chevron stage, I think it was.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But luckily that neither of those stages had any artists that we were particularly kind of badged and lined up to see. So
Yeah.
relatively unaffected from like our own selfish interests.
Yeah.
But yeah, got the festival lunchtime Saturday. Had the pleasure of kind of going in the back entrance via the press access, so didn't have to battle with any of that. So that was lovely. And we were pretty much straight into interviews, like mooched around VIP, got a drink, and kind of did a quick recce of like the main arena, didn't we? But yeah, straight into interviews.
Yeah, our first interview was scheduled pretty soon after we arrived. So we missed neck deep on the main stage.
That's right. Yeah. And interestingly, the VIP kind of press area was right next to the main stage, right? And Greg is massive fan of Neck Deep, loves that band, so he had to stand in VIP, setting up all his gear, and basically deal with Neck Deep kind of blasting out their set.
Well, I should also say he's sort of like a newer fan of Neck Deep. He wasn't that bothered by them, but he was just really into their new album, which is what they were playing on the main stage. They were kind of using that set for the new album, so that was unfortunate timing for him.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a very strong album. I will give him that. So we had our first interview and we chatted to a band called the Oozes, Kira and Tom. They just brought out a new album called Gelatinous Man. We're playing the Saturday quite early, I think.
Yes, I think we just missed their set.
And I guess we can roll the tape and play that interview.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we are here with Kira and Tom from the Oozes. How are you guys doing?
Good, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
how are you?
Pretty well,
yes,
thanks.
very good. Just got here, very excited for the day. You've been on and played already.
Yeah.
How was your set?
It was good, yeah.
It went pretty well. We had a couple of technical difficulties. Our laptop that we were running the backing track through
just fell
off.
Oh no!
And I went
Some
back
laptops,
and we it took a little minute to recover, but I think it actually went well.
Yeah,
it went great.
I think the crowd was more responsive than yesterday.
Okay.
Possibly.
I saw more people smiling.
Less
and less
windswept
people
today,
laughing
Yeah,
at us.
this is true.
So,
Is this your first Reading / Leeds? Is it?
it's my first time ever, even as a punter. So I've not never been to here before.
Nice.
It's fun. It's cool. I like it.
So you guys are out of London, but you've got a Manchester connection as well. Did I see? What's the kind of story with you guys forming?
Well, we formed in London, and then I went to uni in Salford for a bit.
Ah, okay.
So
got it.
That was
We were partly based in Manchester while they were at uni, but some websites still haven't taken down that we're London / Manchester, but it's actually been 3 years since we were London / Manchester based.
Got it.
So we're London based, Southeast London actually.
Your record came out yesterday, right? Okay, how are we feeling about that?
Really
so
excited,
good.
yeah. It's been, a very long time in the...
Been working on it a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we recorded the bulk of it in January last year and finished it off in June last year, but we were mixing it for a while after that, and some of the songs on it are really old, so
Okay.
Been sitting on them for a while.
Yeah, we have. It's that's why it's a compilation EP. It's a sort of Frankenstein of a bunch of stuff that we've been making for the past since we started as a band. From our second ever rehearsal, one of the songs was written, and then up until sort of the beginning of last year. I'm so excited that it's out because we've kept being the EP's coming out soon for quite a while.
Release date pending.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. It's had a sort of few almost release dates, and then it's been pushed a load of times. So it's it's finally out. Fuck yeah!
And you got a favourite song from the album if you had to choose one?
Ooh, I really like Ultrasound. I don't know.
You like Ultrasound? I like Just Wait. Just Wait's my favourite song I've ever written, ever.
Has it changed, I guess, given you've been sitting on it for a while? Have you had kind of gone through phases of different songs, or?
I mean, for me, Just Wait's been my favourite of our songs, ever since it was written, and I've written new songs since then, but that's stayed my favourite. I love Piggies and Blankets as well. I'm really excited about that one. We had a feature with Grove on that one, and that was super exciting because I'm a big fan of theirs as well, and what they wrote for it was really really moving and stuff. So I think
just an instrumental section for ages, so it feels really good that there's actually it felt like it needed to have something on top of it, so to have their feature and it be such
it was
a
exactly
cool
what we wanted
yeah.
for that bit of that song. Nice. And it was it went above and beyond what we expected as well. I remember the first time we heard it, were we in your grandma's bedroom or something, and we listened to what listened to what they would send through, and I was oh my god, I've got goosebumps. It was really cool.
So what have you got going on after Leeds then, and with the album? Have you got a few shows? Have you got a run lined up, or?
No. We've got a sort of day festival in Cambridge in a couple of weeks. Shiny new model. We're excited for that, and then I don't know, just sort of. We'll see
We
what
want
goes.
to tour again, but
Yeah.
we just need to find the money to do that.
Fair enough. And actually, that leads on to our next question nicely. So, when you toured again, you could take anyone on tour. Two artists. Who would you guys take?
Oh, like a support,
dream
or
tour.
like to do a tour, like a co-headline or something.
Yeah, any of those.
I have an answer. Problem Patterns. I want to tour with Problem Patterns. That would be
Yeah.
amazing. They're fucking sick.
so
They're
good.
like one of my favorite bands ever. And it would be cool to tour with Forest Flowers as well.
Okay.
I'm recently joined as drummer, so we did a sort of warm-up show at the Wimble in Brixton on Tuesday.
Great venue.
Yeah, it's been like
It was
they've been-
packed. It was sick.
yeah, we've
Amazing.
been like trying to get a gig there for like a while, so it feels
Yeah.
good that we made it happen. And I did 2 sets back to back, and
Oh, nice.
I was,
Really?
It's exhausted.
Oh, I mean, I was
No.
like,
Afterwards, he was like, "I could do another. Let's do another one."
I was like, I'm gonna do. I haven't played drums with them before. I'm so scared. And then
It
I
went
just
amazing.
sort of like nothingness. I was just, I'm drumming right now. And then the set was done, and I need to do a quick little outfit
Quick
change.
change.
And I went into the toilet. I was like, is it okay if I maybe? And then I guess no one picked up on the sort of urgency of, I need to go and change in the toilet right now. Can I skip the queue? You know, felt a bit wrong.
Yeah, I think
You need
maybe.
to
Thinking on your feet, yeah.
Who needs a green room?
I think maybe if we toured together, we might need a green room and also possibly like some extra hands to help us do like a theatre quick
Right.
change.
Yeah.
Where,
Right.
where you get off stage and everyone's like undressing you. Yeah.
Erie, our partner, was running the night, or like co-running the night, and like we had some like press pictures being taken of us before Forest Flowers went on, and he was like, "I need you now! Come on, now! No!" And I was like, "Oh, hey, nice to see you." No! Now, we're going on, and we were almost late, but you know, they were very
Dealt with the
very
chaos.
efficient. Yeah, and then the sort of similar thing of like going to get changed and.
It was to the minute. Like we finished the song at like we finished the last song maybe 45 seconds after 11, which is the sound curfew. So you know what, we made it work.
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys sticking around for the rest of the weekend, or even today? And if you are, who are you kind of looking to check out this afternoon?
Yeah, and I guess
tomorrow?
who did you watch yesterday when you had the rest of the day down in Reading?
We didn't see anyone yesterday. We finished our set, did press, and then
And then we drove here.
it was
drove to
oh,
Leeds.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
stuck on the M42.
Right.
One of them. I don't know. There was a car crash, so it was like standstill traffic.
But
for
the answer
ages.
to the question, who are we excited?
Who are
to
we
see?
excited for today?
Mhm.
Blink. That's gonna be fun.
Blink.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
see Blink 182, and we're gonna see Ash and Nico on
Yeah.
Festival Republic, and I think we might be missing Lambrini Girls right now. I don't know when they're on. Maybe
They
they're
are on around this sort of
Yeah,
time, I
shit.
think.
Well,
Yeah.
Would have been nice to see them. Stuck here talking to you, so
Sorry about that.
Go enjoy Blink. We might see you down there later.
We'll certainly be watching them.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
likewise. Thanks, guys.
So Gelatinous Man is out now on all the usual places. Go check them out. As I said, I think they're looking to get a tour lined up. Nothing in the pipeline at the moment, but look out for their shows coming soon.
Following that, we had our next interview kind of, well, it was like less than an hour later, so we kind of just, I don't feel we really went anywhere. We went, I think it was in between, we watched a bit of Georgia Smith on the main stage, who
Yes.
who Nick initially thought was one of Will Smith's kids, but that that myth was dispelled quite quickly as soon as she appeared, and then very
With
clearly
like a
accent.
with a British like English football shirt on as well. We,
Yes.
no, we didn't actually manage to identify the football shirt she was wearing.
No,
which
we
is
didn't.
unfortunate. I did try and Google it, but had the Banks sponsor on. It was an old retro football shirt. It had the
Yeah.
Banks, which I think was like like an old school brewery, like a bitter, Banks bitter. Does that ring any bells?
It didn't. You did say that at the time.
Yeah, I did Google it.
Oh yeah, I'm googling it now. Yeah, Banks beer.
Yeah, so it was a football shirt that had, pretty sure it was the Banks logo on the front. So if anybody can help identify that football shirt, that would be helpful. Chris won't be
Yeah.
interested, but but I am.
I'm trying to Google it now, but nah, not getting it. Anyway, yeah. So we watched her play a couple of songs. I thought she was all right. Not something I'd go and see, at a regular gig, but thought it was all right. What did you think?
Yeah, not really up our street.
No.
Nice young crowd out to see her. So yeah, we made a fairly swift exit back into the press area for South Arcade, our next Y2K core.
Yep. Out of Oxford.
Really nice young group of guys, dressed like they were from the early 2000s, clearly.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a pair of like Osiris trainers and like a tap out t-shirt, and like it was like stepping back in time a little bit. Chris had prepared a Y2K quiz, which I kind of raised some concerns about this, knowing full well they were quite young and probably didn't have great knowledge of the early 2000s. They did all right, actually, to be fair, and they took it very well, regardless of results and outcome, which you will hear now anyway.
Okay, we are here with South Arcade. How are we doing, guys?
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
Yes, good to be here. Yeah, and glad the wind's fucked off as well.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah. Were you here yesterday?
We were not.
Yeah. Some of the tents coming in, we were like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
We wouldn't know. We were in sunny Reading.
Yeah.
So we
Not
wouldn't
to
know.
flex.
But the sun,
We were in sunny
the
Reading
sun
yesterday.
has luckily come with us. So.
Yeah, and the sun. It's raining in Reading today, so we're really lucky.
We
Followed you here.
Yeah.
sorted out the weather, I think.
Yeah.
Great.
So we were actually driving on the way up here, and I was in the car with our tour manager, and Mr. Blue Sky came on, and then by the end of the song,
There you go.
The rain has cleared.
It was written basically. So talking about Reading, how was it yesterday? How was your set down there?
Crazy experience. Yeah, I think sort of when we sort of came out from behind the curtain, whatever, and actually seeing a crowd there, like our first ever time playing Reading and Leeds was like super surprising.
Really, surreal moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Genuinely was expecting like 20 people, but I was just saying, like, we just had the quick interview over there, and I was saying how I cried mid-set.
Oh,
I just hit,
man,
like a moment of like, oh my god, like this is
Super
crazy.
bucket list moment.
I
Absolutely.
thought he was crying because he messed up. And I was like, why are you
Probably,
crying? Have you like dropped your stick or something?
Yeah, I saw it on social media, and the crowd looked huge for you guys.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was
And you've got another good set time tonight as well. 8 o'clock-ish?
8:15.
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
not clashing with Blink, which is useful, obviously.
It's very useful. Yeah.
It's our favour quite a lot, actually.
In terms of your music, because like you guys have been on my radar for about just over a year, I'd say, and like
Really?
I've never, I
Where
think
did we annoy you first?
one of you DM me on Instagram.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The grind never
And like, it's just like, so I've been
Outed.
keeping an eye on you guys since, and I've watched it grow. But like, it's sort of like it's a bit new metal, a bit punk. Like, how would you guys describe yourselves?
We sort of just used the whole Y2K
Y2K cool.
thing. It's not really a genre. Maybe we'll make it a
We're coining
genre.
the term,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's Y2K cool.
But it is a sort of bit of mix of all of those things. It's not quite one thing or the other.
It's
It's
just
not
anything that's good from any of those genres.
Just-
Like, yeah, we'll have a bit of that.
any sort of band from the 2000s. That's what we're
It gives us
influenced
like
by.
the freedom to hop
Got
around
it.
a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we love that.
And I guess like music now is so sort of genre fluid, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah, especially with TikTok and that, like genre
Yeah.
is becoming less and less important. And
Yeah.
I think people just like a bit of a bit of variety.
Just like jumping around to all our favourite genres, you know, like a
Yeah.
bit of new metal, it could be like pop punk, or
Yeah.
it could be, anything,
Influence from everything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
brilliant.
It's good.
Getting a bit kind of niche now, but like, do you guys have you recorded with Mitch a few times? Thomas Mitchell, yeah.
You've done your research.
I've done my research.
You know the law.
It's like Nardwar. It's like, what else do you know? Like, I know the name of your teacher in primary school.
It's gonna get weird.
It's
isn't
coming
it?
to that next, funnily enough.
How deep
No.
are we going to go?
No, I know Mitch a little bit. as well,
Really?
so
I
we-
love
we go
Tom
back with him a
Mitchell.
bit.
We
He's
love Mitch. He's
wonderful.
lovely.
Amazing.
Lovely. Always lovely. Always not afraid to go. Yeah, that shit. Do it again.
Yeah.
He was behind the obnoxious snare in Danger.
Yeah. He went, do it louder.
He just knows how to bring out the best of you, because like every time I'm doing drums, like I get frustrated in my head and stuff, and he's there just like, mate, he's like, just basically play it less shit.
Yeah, I can imagine him saying that. Yeah, he's so nice, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's great.
So your most recent song, Stone Cold Summer, did he work on that one, or
He did the drums.
He did the drums.
Oh, he did drums.
Engineers all our drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does all our drums, so he's been in. Yeah.
Because we're sort of like we do make music on one laptop in a bedroom, really.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But quite difficult to do.
The only thing we
drums.
bring out of
The
the
only
laptop
thing,
is like real drums.
It's just drums, yeah.
So that's when we go, Mitch, can we come to your studio, please?
Got it.
And do something properly.
And do something, yeah.
Yeah. How has that last single been received? Because you got the cool video, the kind of early 2000s feel video, which is Y2K core relevant.
It's been great. Not to make you feel bad. There is a more recent one.
Shit.
That's okay. But you made up.
I was getting complimented on my research. And
How to Get Away with Murder.
What's the most recent one then?
How to Get Away with Murder. Did Mitch do the drums for that as well?
Yeah. No, that
Yeah,
was.
no,
No, it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I think it was a different one.
Yeah. So don't worry. It's still
Yes.
perfectly relevant. Okay. But yes, no, it's been great. We've loved the reaction. Yeah, for Stone Cold Summer, we invited all our fans to like a skate park to film music videos. And it was great. Again, it's sort of similar to going out on the stage yesterday. We're like, I don't know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
If it's like 4 people, like my mum, it's going to be a bit of naff. But luckily, loads of people came down. It was really, really good.
But we capped the video at like 480p to make, because we wanted to apparently I was told that's what people did back in the day. And so we were like, well, let's just do that then. And then the comments, like, it's like polarizing. Like some people are like,
people went,
you
we
are
love it.
idiots. What are you doing? Why is it capped at 480? Like, obviously upload it at 4K. And some people are like, this is genius.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed
But
reaction.
it was, to be honest, it was an interesting one to release, because since like the sort of, I don't know, virality of like Danger or whatever, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go a bit more like pop here. And then, but like seeing that people were down for that sort of song as well was like definitely really reassuring. It was wicked.
Yeah.
But I guess you've released a few singles over the last few months. Is that part of an album, or are you just going to do the singles piece? What's the?
We've got an EP
coming out
on the way before the end of the year. We promise. It will feature some of the songs we've been releasing. I can't tell you too much more, or my manager will start.
Fair enough.
You know what they're like.
Oh,
look at him,
exactly.
the muscle over there. He's
There he is, Ben's on film.
He's like, don't look at
I've
me.
really thrown him under the bus there.
Like when you record a dog, you don't quite know what to do.
Speaking of later this year, you got the tour with 2 friends of our show, actually, who we've had on before, Noah Finch and Taylor Acorn, who I did see you guys open up for in London. So you must be excited. That, 2 big names. You must be excited for that tour, right?
It's awesome.
Really looking forward to it.
We met Noah for the first time a couple nights ago at the Heavy
really?
Music Awards, but it was like so loud. I was like, I'm sure you're lovely, mate, but I can't hear a word you're saying.
But they both seem like such like
Because
nice,
it's so
genuine
loud.
people.
Yeah,
I'm
really
really looking
good.
forward to being on the road with them. It should be
Really
wicked.
They'll be good tour mates, I'm sure.
He's a good guy, and Taylor's lovely as well, isn't she?
Yeah. Okay, I think what we wanted to do to end this thing, because obviously you mentioned the Y2K core thing, so our friend Greg here thought it'd be fun if we gave you guys like a quiz based on Y2K.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, that's it.
Just to see if you live up to the genre.
It has to be after
They're
October
all
the 2nd,
poses.
2000, because that's when I was born.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's try it. Oh,
Just try it anyway. If you totally like tank
we're
it,
gonna win
we'll
it.
cut it out.
No,
We'll cut it
Yeah.
out. Okay, I'll go first. Name one track from the American Pie soundtrack.
Sun 41 Into Deep.
It's American Pie 2, but we'll accept that. Okay, who had the monster hit with Absolutely, A Story of a Girl? If you don't know, I'll give you 3 options. So it's, and also a friend of the show. It's either Third Eye Blind, 9 Days, or Matchbox 20.
I'm saying, does anyone know?
I don't know.
Third Eye Blind?
I'm going for
Third Eye
option.
Blind?
Going for Third Eye Blind?
Option 1.
That was option 1, yeah.
Third Eye Blind,
says
just do
it.
it.
Okay.
Rip the plaster off.
I'm afraid it was 9 Days.
Okay. Is this Rage Against the Machine, the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought RATM and the thing.
The Rage
Yeah.
I would fail this quiz, by the way. And
No.
I'm 39 here, and so I should really be doing better.
Yeah.
The Rage Against the Machine drummer interrupted the acceptance speech of which rock band at the 2000 VMAs?
Oh, don't know.
Honestly, wait, what year? What year?
Okay, I'll give you some options.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
And then last one was who starred. This is a bit of a niche one. I'll give you three options. Who starred opposite Claire Forlani in the 2000 rom-com Boys and Girls? Was it Seth Green, Freddie Prinze Jr., or Josh Hartnett?
Let me have a think.
All those people that I know.
Is it Seth
You know,
Green?
it's not Seth Green.
Oh, sorry.
It's Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, I was going to say that as well.
Obviously.
There we go.
Scooby-Doo, isn't he? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's not bad.
Well, yeah.
We gave you the American Pie one, 2 out of 4.
50%.
So there you go. Y2K course.
It's a pass.
Yeah.
Just about. It's a C.
Yeah.
It's a GCSE of my grade.
Qualified, just not that good.
I guess one last question. Obviously, you got your set tonight, but anyone particularly you're looking to see this weekend? Are you staying tomorrow as well? Or are you just here for the
No,
day?
we're going back down.
Anyone today then?
Today,
Because we saw Blink yesterday. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll catch
Yeah.
Prodigy today.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
and I'd like to see Two Door, I think, because we were busy setting up yesterday, and I heard it from far away.
Right.
And it sounded great.
Okay.
You know when they play What You Know, and you can hear everyone cheering. I was like, oh god, I wish I was there. So I'm going to do that today and learn from my mistake.
Well, thanks for chatting us, guys.
Thanks. Yeah, so that was South Arcade, and most recent single, as you would have heard from that chat, I was a little behind the times with, but How to Get Away with Murder is out now, so go and check that out. And they did all right in that quiz in the end. 2
They
out of
did
4,
okay.
not bad.
And they were really nice guys.
Yeah,
Just made me want to be young again a little bit as well. They just had so much energy, didn't they? And starting out young and really going for it, and just really enthusiastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, and they built up a really, really big following already, haven't they? They're doing really well.
It's impressive. I mean, obviously, I alluded to this in the interview, but when they first came on my radar, when they just reached out to me on Instagram, obviously they were doing well then, but in the space of that was probably about a year ago, and now it's just gone from
yeah. So good luck to them, and if you haven't checked them out already, go and check them out. Really, really nice guys. Okay, and that was us done for interviews in day one, right?
It was.
We had planned a Tom or Mark quiz, which was a set of Blink-182 lyrics from across their discography, which we were going to kind of challenge Blink-182 fans with. Who sung that lyric, Mark or Tom? Had a little curveball in the end, which wasn't actually either. So we should probably look to do that at some point with someone else, because we didn't manage to do.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
But yeah, I guess that was what we were looking forward to mostly on day one, right?
Of course.
But yeah, I guess let's talk through the
So correct me if I forget anything, but after that interview, we walked around the main site, saw a bit of Spirit Box on the main stage, I think, which sounded very heavy and tight. Not necessarily our thing, but done well. It's so varied, the music at Reading and Leeds these days. It's crazy, man.
It is, yeah.
And then I think the next thing that we went to actually watch properly would have been Neck Deep's second set that day.
Yes. Yeah, up in the tent. What was the tent called? Festival Republic?
That sounds
stage?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. A very deep cut, as Greg called it, set.
It was.
Given that they, pulled the big hits out on the main stage earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing, don't they now?
They do.
They're so tight. Bit disappointed with the set list but I think that was probably more our own doing in terms of missing their main set on the main stage. But I'm sure the hardcore Neck Deep fans really appreciate it.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed a couple of songs that they did off Life's Not Out to Get You. Songs that I suppose they wouldn't normally play in their main set now, so it was kind of nice to hear a couple of those.
Did they do gold steps there? I'm sure they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We saw them do God Steps. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a banger. That's a banger of a tune.
Yeah, that's a good song. And we didn't catch the end of the set, I think, because we wanted to get all settled in a good place for get a drink and get in a good place for Blink, because it wasn't a massive gap between them ending and Blink beginning.
Yeah, that's right. Blink 182. Got a few beers down us. Got our spot for really as close as possible. What do you reckon? Given you've seen them across this tour.
Yes.
You've seen them once on this world tour?
No, I saw them twice. I saw them in Copenhagen, and I saw them in London as well.
You saw the London show?
Yes. Yeah, it was very much at the same standard, if not. So I probably, in order,
it's a shorter set, wasn't it?
It was a shorter set, but in the order of how much I enjoyed those 3 gigs, Copenhagen was the best, but this was probably second best. I enjoyed this more than the London one. I thought it was great, and yeah. So and it's funny, Greg pointed this out afterwards, but it was a set of almost entirely singles. Like, it wasn't entirely singles, which they have so many of them. It's not something you necessarily think about.
Yeah, certainly wasn't disappointed with the kind of choice of set list. Bit from every era, and all bangers. It's just like, obviously it was my first time seeing them since the reunion, and just like that chemistry, like, and you just didn't. You weren't getting that before, were you?
Let me ask you a question. Had you ever seen them with Tom DeLonge before?
I saw them at the arena years ago, like Newcastle Arena.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, so but that's getting on. But yeah, there's just like, you just didn't get that chemistry with Mark and Skiba, did you, really? They were good, they were solid, like, but there's just something about
different.
Yeah, just something about the Tom and Mark thing. And I guess this time around, it just feels special, doesn't it? You know, you kind of almost feel part of it with them, and that, like, the journey they've been on, and obviously, you know, Mark's, you know, kind of cancer being a bit of a trigger for you know, Tom, and to come back on board and do something. It just felt special. And really.
You enjoyed the production as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought the production was brilliant. Like, and I don't know if it was quite that level on you know, at the world tour shows, but like like at a festival, the fireworks that they had, like the main stage at Leeds and Reading had 2 absolutely giant screens either side of the stage. They were massive. So it was like, that, I think, was just like massively enhanced the experience, because you just had those huge screens catching all the action, and like the camera work, like, you know, between Tom and Mark and Travis, like the production behind kind of what they were actually showing on those screens was really impressive, I thought.
Agreed.
So yeah, great night. Not a great experience after Blink 182.
No.
But we should probably touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's only fair. So we were Nick's sister had kindly, who was away on holiday, had let us use her house, which is very, very nice of her and the family. But so we had to get out off site to, you know, probably, it was about a 20-minute drive away, wasn't it? So relatively local. We naively thought, well, we'll just jump in a taxi, because this is a festival that people just camp at mostly. So that was the mindset going into it. But yeah, to tell the listeners what happened.
Well, I guess firstly, we kind of try to leave via the press VIP access to the festival, which is literally on the other side of the site. So coming in, it was so quiet. Getting out, we expected the same thing. But we weren't having much joy getting an Uber from there. It was kind of down like a dirt track off the back of this, you know, very kind of rural spot. And there was actually a lot of residents there who had clearly been given, you know, I think the festival take care of local residents, give them free
Yeah.
festival tickets. They had a bus on that was taking them back to their local villages and things like that. So we were advised by those guys, the people in this queue, local residents, that we wouldn't be able to get a taxi from that access.
Yeah.
How true that was, I'm not sure. I think they were just trying to deter us from filtering into their local villages.
Yeah.
So we made the call. We made the walk all the way back through the festival site to the general access, which must have took us about 40-minute walk at least.
Yeah, I'd say about that.
Yeah, all the way back through kind of the VIP area, all the way back through the main arena, and then all the way back, all the way through the campsites. Which, at least by walking through the campsites, we were vindicated, by the fact that we weren't camping, because that didn't look like that didn't look like a pleasant experience.
Well, not for us at our age, at least, anyway.
Yes. So yeah, we hit a decision point on our journey where it was go right for the shuttle buses or go left for the taxis. We went left, and were greeted with probably a queue of 2,000 people, maybe, at least. Do you think?
Yeah, it certainly felt like that, I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looked pretty bleak at that point.
It was looking very bleak, but we were running the Uber app all the time, which we didn't. We gave up on eventually, didn't we? You and Greg started walking back.
Yeah.
To look at
I first floated the idea of us just walking back on these country roads for 2 hours, which probably wouldn't have been the most sensible move.
No, we were all quite well oiled at that point as well. So we kind of resigned ourselves to either the queue or to go and see what the bus situation was, and then miraculously, out of nowhere, an Uber accepted my ride, and
we were elated.
It was a good feeling, wasn't it?
It was. And
the Uber driver was out of his car waving at us. It was a beautiful moment.
It was.
So what should have been probably 2-3 hours wait just to get in a taxi home, 15-20 minutes we managed.
We were very, very lucky.
We managed to get in a taxi, so that was all good. Anyway, we got home safe and well without walking down a country path for 2 hours, potentially putting ourselves at risk.
Yeah.
So all good. So that was day one. Day two, I made the decision to drive. I think that situation we just talked about from day one, I guess, kind of supported that decision as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing it anyway, but I think that was, nailing the coffin to say, right, we're definitely driving to day two.
Yeah, and we were very happy for you to do that.
I'm sure you were.
So we got to day two. Day two, less of a busy schedule for us. We didn't have any interviews firmly booked that we had to get to. So it was just all about what artists we wanted to see, so we could kind of, arrange the day around that. First artist we wanted to see was Bleachers, which wasn't until mid-afternoon. So before that, once we were on site, we checked out the Ferris wheel, which is something I would never normally do, but I was talked into it. Yeah. And we did played a little game, in terms of naming bands' names. We'll throw that up on the socials at some point, so we'll not say too much about that. But yeah, that was an experience. Not great with heights, but I got through it.
Yeah, I mean, you did very well, and Greg was supportive of the idea, so I assumed that he didn't have any issues with it. But it turns out that he does have issues with heights. His girlfriend mentioned in a message to us. So there you go. But no, it's beautiful. This Ferris wheel went right over the top of the main stage, didn't it? And kind of when you got to the top, it looked down on thousands of people.
Yeah,
at the main stage. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Sampled a bit of overpriced street food. Mostly disappointed, but I suppose you come to expect these things.
Yeah, true.
from a festival.
Yep.
And then it was Bleachers.
Yes, yeah, which was another kind of main one we were looking forward to. On the main stage again. So, big. I always enjoy seeing Bleachers on a big stage. I was very excited for this, and yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought the set list was strong. I thought the sound was good. And I thought, for mid-afternoon main stage set, you're not going to have a huge audience that's there for you. Obviously, they did have that a bit, but I feel like Antonov was aware of that and he played the crowd quite well. I know you had some thoughts on this, so yeah, why don't you share those?
I don't know if it was an element of just me being hungover and not drinking that day because I was driving, but
yeah,
I just was expecting a little bit more from it. I think as well, I was, like yourself, very excited for it. I'd never seen them before, being, kind of a good fan of theirs for a few years now. So maybe there was an element of like building me up quite a bit in my own head. But yeah, I just like the set list. I think this set list was missing a couple of songs I would have liked to have heard. I didn't think the sound was particularly great either, but it was a windy day, wasn't it? And I think that was affecting a little bit of it. And like I say, maybe my hangover was holding me back from really, really getting into it.
I don't know what more I was surprised by your reaction because I thought the sound was good, and it was. I've seen Bleachers a few times, and it's kind of that you know what you're getting with them, and that's what we got that time. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it baffles me.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll hopefully have another opportunity in the future to see them. I know my brother saw them recently in Manchester when they were touring, and he was like,
he went to the tour.
Yeah,
back in March,
he was like, he was like, it's one of the best gigs he'd ever been to. So
yeah, well, there you go. And I should also say that I think I mentioned at the top of this, but that I went again on Tuesday when they played London, and also want to thank Jack Antonoff's people. The publicists very kindly took care of us because I'm often bothering them, and it was fantastic. We had the best night.
Just trying to keep you quiet for a while, are they?
Yeah.
Stick him on the guest list, and he might leave us alone for a few months.
Yeah. But no, that was really cool of them, and it was good. But back to the Sunday at Leeds. So we watched that, and then we had to move pretty swiftly for Militarie Gun, who you and Greg were both very keen to watch.
Yeah, I moved more swiftly than you. I seem to remember. Interestingly, not a massive turnout.
Yeah, it was quite quiet in that tent.
The tent was really quiet, and I don't know if it was maybe like the day it was on. I think maybe if they'd been put on, they're on the same stage where Neck Deep did their kind of later on set. Maybe if they'd been on the Saturday, might have been a bit of a better turnout for them. Or maybe I've kind of over-egged kind of like how big of a following they've got over here. Maybe they're still kind of on that journey.
I don't know. I feel like everyone in our world knows them, but maybe because our world only has so much of a presence at Leeds and Reading Festival that that doesn't translate into a massive audience. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, did you enjoy the set though?
Yeah, I enjoyed the set. Disappointed they didn't play Do It Faster more than once, which they did at Four Chord Festival this year. They did it 3 times at Four Chord Festival, which is by far their kind of standout song, which they end their sets with. Yeah, good band. Still think that we should expect a lot more from them in the future. Like they're quite a new and young band, aren't they? So
yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see where they head next. I'm not sure there's any big tours for like headline tours or anything lined up for them over here. Might be a good opportunity to see kind of a bigger part of their repertoire.
Yeah.
see how they kind of handle a kind of headline spot on a tour versus festivals, because that's all we've seen of them, isn't it? Leeds and Forecourt. So
very true.
But yeah, Greg seemed to enjoy it. He was right at the front. The barriers hopefully got some good footage that we'll see soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Had his camera right in. Is it Ian Shelton? Is that the lead singer?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right front and center of the barrier. So I'm sure he's got some good shots.
But yeah, so that was that. And then what did we do after? Oh, we went to the Irish band. What they called again? You mentioned them before.
Fontaines DC.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that was the next thing we watched, wasn't it? Back to the main stage.
A little bit. Yeah, 15-20 minutes of that. Yeah. They looked. I don't know what happened in Reading the night before, but they looked like. I was telling their friends who were in Newcastle last week.
Oh yeah,
at a venue, and said they were really good and like really, really into it and energetic and what have you. But I was saying, like, Leeds Festival, they looked like they were just wanted to get on and off stage. They just looked really flat and
yeah.
And if they'd had a really heavy night at Reading maybe, but not massively up our street. I don't mind them.
Yeah, I found it a bit dull, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but I just, from what I have seen, I saw them in Newcastle actually a couple of years ago supporting Sam Fender.
Yeah.
At like an outdoor, one of those kind of small kind of city festivals they do, like the one day type things. And they were really good, and they were like energy wise, they were like full on, and like they just didn't get that vibe from them. There you go. Maybe just having a bad night, bad day.
Maybe. And then I think the only other thing we watched a bit of was Ray. I think that was it for us.
Yeah, Ray, who I didn't have much experience of, but I mean, incredible voice.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I kind of only really knew about her because I watched the Brit Awards at the start of the year, and she won about 27 awards that night. And,
right,
was very much the talk of the night. But I didn't really know much about her music, so I was quite curious. So we watched a few of her songs before we left, didn't we? As you say, incredible voice. She had like I can't remember how you phrased it, but just like a kind of good vibe about her, or something, like her personality came across well, didn't it?
She just was like really like had a real warm vibe, didn't she? Like
she did.
Seemed very down to earth and had a big kind of choral section behind her, and a big band, and she was full of cold, and she was like quite open about that, and she was just came across really, really, really well, I thought.
Great.
So yeah,
that was our Leeds Festival 2024. Oh, and then obviously leaving site was comparatively easy because it was a bit earlier, and you were driving us.
Yeah, it was lovely experience getting off site on day 2.
It was.
So, came home, good time, had a curry, went to bed, and then went home. So,
beautiful. Yeah, but that was that. But so big thank you to Reading and Leeds for having us this year. We certainly enjoyed ourselves.
Thank you to the Borowski PR guys for sorting us out and hooking us up.
Absolutely.
And we might see them next year.
Yeah, but we'll be back with a regular podcast very soon, and also we'll have more content coming out from Forecourt Festival. There's a lot of that to come, so keep an eye out for that on our socials. It
is backed up. We got some big interviews as well, haven't we? Still to go for 4 Year Strong. What else have we got?
That's the only one that comes to mind for you. I don't know what we should say.
Motion. Okay, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, let's just let it be a surprise for the listeners when they kind of drop and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll share that one. 4 Year Strong. We're expecting next.
There you go. Right, I'm going to pick up my child from nursery and dream of that Slam Dunk Festival lineup.
Yes.
And pray that it gets better for you.
It's not bad for me. I don't want to give the wrong impression, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, see you next time, guys.